Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the 12 Games of Switchmas, and today I will be talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is a Pokemon game I enjoyed a lot more than Scarlet and Violet, and that's for multiple different reasons. Sure, the graphics were still kind of rough in some areas, but it doesn't really feel as rushed as the other Pokemon games on Switch. It definitely does feel more fleshed out, and it definitely does feel like a lot of the bugs were kind of ironed out of this game. Because it really wasn't buggy, and it really felt like a polished experience for the most part. It was really fun, and it's definitely a step up compared to everything else we've gotten out of the Switch era. Like, the gameplay is great. I really enjoyed the gameplay here. I like the fact that you can actually sneak up on Pokemon and kind of catch them and everything. You can dodge Pokemon, you actually technically have health this time, like Pokemon can actually attack you. And it's great. I really enjoyed it. I wish they had more of this in Scarlet and Violet, but this is the perfect formula, the perfect gameplay formula for an open world Pokemon game. It's just really fun overall. Like, you don't have to battle the Pokemon before you catch them. I mean, you can, and it is preferred in some areas, but it's definitely pretty fun to just sneak up and catch a Pokemon and everything. You just throw things into the actual world and everything. You get to fight the Pokemon in the world and everything. I know you do that in Scarlet and Violet, but I feel like it was definitely executed better here. Like, I feel like just a lot of the gameplay was executed pretty well here. Like, even the different Pokemon that you gain to go around in different areas, they function pretty well. Just overall, it almost feels like the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon. I know that's a pretty stereotypical label to give something to compare it to Breath of the Wild, but I feel like that's really the best comparison I can make here in terms of gameplay. Like, the gameplay loop actually feels kind of similar to Breath of the Wild in terms of, like, discovering things and different things like that, and movement, and a lot of things like that. It feels kind of comparable in some ways. And it definitely feels pretty open. I mean, it's not a full open world, but I feel like it's kind of semi-open world, kind of like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, different games like that. Where it's split up into a few different worlds, but all of the worlds are very open. You can basically explore anywhere, and yeah, I would even say that the worlds in this game definitely feel more fleshed out than they do in Scarlet and Violet. There's definitely a lot more to do here, and it's more fun to explore, at least in my opinion. And yeah, it's just, the story is pretty good too. I actually wouldn't say the story was as good as Scarlet and Violet. I feel like that's the one single thing I would give Scarlet and Violet, but everything else is great. Like, I just really enjoyed Legends Arceus overall, and the fact that it takes place, like, basically many years before, like, the Pokemon games actually happen in, like, Diamond and Pearl and everything, since it basically takes place in the Sinnoh region, basically the Hisui region, which is basically that same general area. But it's cool that it kind of gives like a look back into the past of Pokemon and everything. Like, the Pokeballs are basically steam powered, and it's really cool. You basically go to this one village that's the hub world and everything, and it's really cool. I really like it, and even though I didn't say the story was as good as Scarlet and Violet, I would say that the story here is still pretty good for Pokemon standards, and I really enjoyed it overall. The characters are great, and there's also a really cool crafting system as well. I like that there's a crafting system here. You can actually manage your resources in a similar way to, like, Breath of the Wild or Minecraft or even Animal Crossing. Kind of a similar way to that. I really like that inventory management and the fact that you can collect all of these resources and use them. I really like to see things like that in a Pokemon game, and it was really fleshed out here, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, just most aspects of this game are great. I also really liked the boss battles as well. The fact that there's an action element to them, like, you don't just fight, you just don't, like, fight them normally like you do in Pokemon games. You actually throw, like basically these little bombs at them and kind of try to calm them down, and then you could fight them. It's a really cool mechanic, and I really like how the action elements work in this game. I really like how they made it more into an action RPG rather than just a normal turn-based RPG. They actually kind of expanded the formula here, and there's actually just more action elements and more movement and everything, and a lot more depth to this game than almost every other Pokemon game. And it's just really fun overall, and I would say this is the one Pokemon game on Switch that actually did things right. Like, I have very little issues with this game. Like, the only, like, major issues, I would say, are, like, graphics. And that's about it. Like, I don't really have many other issues with this game. Like, I feel like it definitely could have used more development time to kind of make those visuals better, because it still kind of does look rough, but it still kind of looks good to a degree, because it kind of has, like, a cel-shaded art style going on, which does look nice, but I do feel like they could have dove into that a little more. But overall, the game is great, and it's really fun, and I would say it's the one Pokemon game on Switch that I actually enjoyed a lot, and it's really fun overall. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server if you want to. Goodbye.